January 1st, you were different. New routine, new mindset, new version of you that was finally going to make it stick this time. And by February, same story as last year. The gym streak broke, the diet went sideways, the reading habit disappeared, and somewhere in the back of your head, you filed it under the same folder you always do. I just don't have enough discipline. That folder is wrong, and today we're deleting it permanently. Because the reason your habits keep failing has nothing to do with your willpower. It has everything to do with how your brain is literally wired to resist them. The gap nobody talks about. Here's the thing that nobody in the habit space actually addresses honestly. Most people know what they should be doing. You know you should work out. You know you should eat better. You know you should sleep earlier and scroll less and drink more water and read more books. You know all of it, and you still don't do it. Not consistently, not for long. So if knowledge isn't the problem, and clearly it isn't because you already have it, then what actually is? The gap between knowing and doing isn't a motivation gap. It's not a discipline gap. It's a biological gap, and your brain is the one creating it. Your brain has already made up its mind. Deep inside your brain, there's a structure called the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia is ancient. It's been in the human brain for hundreds of thousands of years, and its entire job is one thing: efficiency. It watches everything you do repeatedly and slowly converts those behaviors into automatic programs, things you don't have to think about anymore. Driving, brushing your teeth, your morning routine, the route you take to work. All of that lives in the basal ganglia now, running on autopilot, using almost no energy. Here's the problem. Your current habits, the ones you're trying to replace, are already saved in there. They're well-worn trails, neural highways your brain built over months and years of repetition. Your new habits? Those are dense forest, thick, uncleared, no path. Every single time you try to take that new trail, your brain has to hack through it with effort, energy, and conscious decision-making. And your brain absolutely hates that. Not because you're weak, because your brain is doing exactly what a brain is supposed to do: protect its energy by sticking to what's already automated. The dopamine prediction error. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Your brain runs on a system called dopamine prediction error. Sounds complicated, but the concept is simple. Every time something good happens, your brain releases a little dopamine. But over time, as the reward becomes predictable, the dopamine release shifts. It stops firing when you get the reward. It starts firing in anticipation of the reward right before you take the action you already know leads to it. That's what a fully automated habit feels like from the inside. Almost effortless, almost like it just happens. Now, here's the flip side. New habits have no prediction error yet. Your brain has no data on what the reward will be, when it will arrive, or if it will arrive at all. No prediction means no anticipatory dopamine. No anticipatory dopamine means the behavior requires full conscious willpower every single time. And conscious willpower is expensive. Your brain knows it, so it resists. This isn't a character flaw. This is dopamine economics, and you've been losing the trade without knowing the rules. Why uncertainty costs more than you think. Let's go one layer deeper. Your nervous system has a built-in threat detection system, and one of the things it flags as a threat, even a mild one, is uncertainty. New habits are fundamentally uncertain. You don't know if they'll work. You don't know how long they'll take. You don't know if you'll actually feel better or look better or think clearer. The outcome is unproven, and your brain registers that uncertainty as a mild threat, which means every time you try to start a new habit, your nervous system is quietly generating low-level resistance. Not enough to make you panic, just enough to make you hesitate, delay. Tell yourself you'll start Monday. Tell yourself you're not ready yet. Tell yourself tomorrow. This is not procrastination. This is your nervous system doing its job, keeping you on the trail it already knows instead of hacking through forest it can't predict. The system is working perfectly. It's just working against the person you're trying to become. Why willpower was never the answer. Here's the part that should genuinely reframe everything for you. Willpower is a finite resource. Research consistently shows it depletes throughout the day. The more decisions you make, the more you resist urges, the more you push through discomfort, the less willpower you have left by evening. This is why your habits always seem to collapse later in the day. This is why you eat clean all morning and fall apart by 9 p.m. This is why you stick to the plan on Monday and it's unrecognizable by Thursday. You weren't weak, you were empty. And the entire model of just try harder is based on the idea that willpower is unlimited, which it isn't. You've been fighting a biological battle with the wrong weapon. The solution was never more willpower. The solution was always less reliance on it. What actually works? Working with your brain. So if willpower isn't the answer, what is? You stop trying to force new behavior through conscious effort, and you start engineering the conditions that make new behavior automatic. Here's what that actually looks like. Make the new trail easier to walk than the old one. Friction is everything. Your brain takes the path of least resistance by default, so the move is to add friction to the habits you want to break and remove friction from the habits you want to build. Want to work out in the morning? Sleep in your gym clothes. Put your shoes by the door. Remove every decision from the equation. Your brain is not going to hack through forest when you've already cleared the first 20 feet. Want to eat better? Don't rely on choosing healthy food when you're hungry. Prepare it in advance. Make the bad option require more steps than the good one. Friction wins every time. Start so small your brain doesn't register it as a threat. The reason big habit goals collapse isn't lack of motivation, it's that they spike perceived effort so high your brain flags them as threats before you've even started. 2 minutes of reading counts. 5 push-ups counts. 1 glass of water first thing counts. Not because the action itself moves the needle, but because it fires the neural circuit. It walks the new trail. Every single time that circuit fires, the path gets slightly clearer, slightly faster, slightly more automatic. You are not building a behavior, you are building a neural pathway. And neural pathways don't care how impressive the action was, they care how consistently the circuit fired. Win the cue, not the habit. The basal ganglia doesn't store behaviors, it stores loops, cue, routine, reward. If you want a new habit to stick, you need to attach it to a cue that's already automatic. After I pour my coffee, I read for 10 minutes. After I sit at my desk, I write 3 things I need to do today. After I brush my teeth at night, I put my phone in the other room. You're not building from scratch, you're piggybacking on circuits that already exist. Track the streak, not the performance. Don't track how well you did the habit. Track whether you did it at all. 2 push-ups and a perfect session both count the same for your neural pathway. Both fire the circuit. Both walked the trail. The goal is never miss twice. 1 miss is a stumble. 2 misses in a row is your brain beginning to delete the new trail and route traffic back to the old one. Conclusion. Your habits didn't fail because you're undisciplined. They failed because you were fighting your own brain with a weapon. Willpower that runs out. Your basal ganglia defaults to existing trails. Your dopamine system resists uncertainty. Your nervous system flags new behavior as a low-level threat, and your willpower depletes before the day is even done. None of that is a character flaw. All of that is biology. The shift is simple, but not easy. Stop relying on motivation to show up every day. Start engineering the conditions that make the new behavior easier than the old one. Start so small your brain doesn't notice. Stack new habits onto existing cues. And track the circuit, not the performance. You don't need more willpower. You need a smarter system. Tonight, pick one habit you've been trying to build. Find the existing cue you can attach it to. Make it so small it feels embarrassing, and do it once. Just once. Let the circuit fire. Subscribe to Inner Clarity for a new video every week, because the version of you that finally makes these habits stick isn't trying harder. They just finally understood how the brain works.